Yeah, no, they changed the guy in Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1, really.
Yeah.
The guy's name, the cowboy, was named McCree for like 100 years.
McCreed.
No, indeed.
Oh, okay.
And
okay, whatever you say.
And then they were like, and then Blizzard, a bunch of Blizzard employees were like, yeah, it's a sexist work environment. They won't give women promotions, but all the people at the top are spreading around our nudes when they date us, and they all just like literally just spread our nudes around, and they won't give us promotions. and then they're like, so Blizzard's a terrible company, and then they're like, guys, we're gonna make it up to you by changing McCree's name to Cole Cassidy. And everyone's like, that doesn't change anything.
No.
You're all a bunch of still like womanizers, and you
aren't they still in court after that?
I don't know. I don't think anything's over. So yeah, you might be right. All right,
and it wasn't just Blizzard; it was like all of Activision.
Yeah, it was Activision Blizzard, but specifically the guy named McCree. The guy that McCree's named after, I think his last name's McCree or something.
But I thought there were like people who...
He was one of them.
People who worked on like Call of Duty also.
Probably, yeah. Well, the thing is, Activision Blizzard, it's like a joint company name.
Yeah.
But really, there's like Activision and Blizzard.
Right.
And also, and then within Activision, there's like, Treyarch and Infinity Ward and all those... Sledgehammer and all those fuckers. Raven Software.
Right.
Raven Software made like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and then they took the Call of Duty engine, and then they made like a game where you play as a Russian soldier in the Cold War, but you have time travel powers and stuff. And it just plays... It plays identical to Call of Duty. It uses the Call of Duty engine.
Yeah.
But it's like not a Call of Duty game. And people didn't know that was actually good. And that it played identical to Call of Duty, but it was single player only. Because they didn't market it that way.
Right.
But it's... I don't know. It's cool.
Dumb.
Oh yeah, also they have Neversoft that did Tony Hawk, and then once Harmonix quit and started doing Rock Band, Neversoft stopped doing Tony Hawk and started doing Guitar Hero 3 and Guitar Hero 4 and all that stuff. So Activision has like a bazillion companies under their banner.
But that must be why like COD sucks so much and it's the same game year after year.
It is, because they basically have like 3 or 4 different smaller teams making the Call of Duties. And so the Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare, and then Treyarch made World at War, and eventually Black Ops.
Yeah.
So and Treyarch also did Spider-Man 2. So people like Treyarch. Treyarch's considered like a good company, but
wait, Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, like
for the PlayStation.
The move, like the first Spider-Man 2 game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's
but they also made Spider-Man 3. So.
Well, that's a bad game.
Yeah,
that's a very bad game.
Apparently they got rushed really hard, and so it was a disaster.
It's like, listen, we shit on COD not enough.
I've been shitting on COD a long time, my friend.
I know, but...
Ever since I was like 17, I've been shitting on COD.
The next game they're making is another World War II game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Which is the 3rd in 5 years.
What's the... Okay, so World War II... I remember when World at War came out. That was the first, like...
That was a World War II game.
That was, like, the Treyarch one. And that one was fucking cool because it was, like, super gory and really dark. And you played as,
like... It was like the first COD.
You played as a Russian, and then, like, the Russians were, like, shooting the deserters and stuff.
Yeah.
And you had to do, like, the sniper fight. That was fucking cool. But, like... Yeah, and you compare that to, like, the games now where they're, like, not dark and gritty and gory anymore.
Yeah.
Because they want are they still rated M or not?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, thank God.
I mean, they're still pretty gory. I think.
Halo's rated T now.
Jesus.
Because they want kids to...
Okay.
But to be fair...
It wasn't that gory anyway.
Kids were the ones playing Halo back in the day.
Yeah.
So kids are the ones playing Call of Duty now. That's why Fortnite's smart. Because it's like, hey, what can we do to get kids to play? Make it free and make it rated T. And then kids will play and then they'll make their parents...
Yeah. But it's like...
Buy DLC.
Let's see. COD, they made a game called World War II.
Yes. Which everyone...
Then they made...
Right? No one liked World War II.
No.
Oh, so what I was saying about World at War was like it was fun, but when you played the multiplayer, you had to use like the Springfield rifle, like all these like single shot rifles, or you could use like the submachine guns, but there was no assault rifles, which made me and all my friends just continue to play Modern Warfare until Modern Warfare 2 came out. So it's like everyone just skipped World at War because World War 2. And there's no good guns. Like it's all these old shitty guns.
But they don't do that. They just put whatever shit they want in there.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of a World War 2 game. If you
I know. They'll have like one. They'll have like the M4, and then they'll have like some other gun. Yeah.
The whole point is
for
like,
World War II.
I want to play a World War II game with World War II guns. Like Battlefield 1942. That was probably the most popular. That was the battle. It was Battlefield and Battlefield 1942. For the longest time, that was pretty much it. And everyone loved 1942 because it was like World War II simulator, and you got to like fly the planes and do all that and fight in tanks. So you didn't need like assault weapons to have fun. There was just like a
Battlefield also made like 2 World War II games.
Yeah, I know.
Back to back.
It doesn't help that the competitors are like the two competitors are doing the same fucking shit. It also creates.
Were they at least like Pacific and Eastern Front or Western Front? I mean,
for which one?
Like, did Battlefield split them up? Like, was it a Pacific game?
I don't.
I haven't played any of the recent ones.
Yeah,
I know World at War was America versus Japan, and it was Russia versus Germany, which is like that's when you think of World War II.
That's a majority of the war. Yeah,
I think those two battles when I think of World War II. So
yeah,
there's a great scene in World at War where like you're the Russians and there's a bunch of Germans all surrendering, and your boss is like burn them, and it's like you have the choice to not do it, but like your commanding officer is telling you to throw a Molotov cocktail at these people who are surrendering. Like that is real. Like that's what I want in games. I want to be shocked like that. I want to see some truth.
Well, it's like the last time COD did that was no Russian.
Yeah. Where you actually just play like a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got so...
And then... Or no, what was it? It was... Yeah.
It was Modern Warfare 2.
Had no Russion. COD 4 had something else in it. But like, they would do it every so often. Like, this game has one mission that's super controversial. And none of them were even close to as controversial as no Russian.
Yeah. Well, now they can't do that anymore because they're such a big company. They want...
Modern Warfare 2 also was like the final boss was like the American military leader.
Yeah.
And he was like betraying America. And like he like said the main two characters were the actual traitors. And you play a mission where he just comes out and like shoots your character and burns your body and shit. And then you have to like... Oh no, COD 4 had the nuke scene. Where you get fucking nuked and you walk like 2 steps and fall over dead.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Modern Warfare 3 has a part where a city gets gas bombed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gets gassed. Yeah. And you're like playing as a father and you walk up to your mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And then just gas starts pouring everywhere and you all like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Call of Duty games used to be legit, bro.
Now it's like not that.
Now they're super safe.
Now they won't put the swastika in their games.
Yeah, you fight Nazis, but they don't have like the swastika stuff.
I think the next game. So World War II didn't have any swastikas, but I think the next World War II game they're doing has swastikas.
The thing is, no matter what, war games are offensive because
it's war.
Like when you just make. I thought about that when playing World at War. I was like, yeah, I'm just killing Japanese people exclusively. Japanese people, and you can see why people back in the 40s and 50s were racist towards Japanese because we were just fucking at war with them. So it was like okay to be racist.
We locked them in cages.
Yeah, we didn't care. We put them in the camps. And yeah, so I was playing. I was like, damn, yeah, you really have to be in the right mindset. You can't just be a kid playing it with no context. You need the knowledge of war, you know.
Which is why the games are bad now.
Yeah, because they're trying to be too open-ended and happy with everyone and peaceful with everyone.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
It's
but also, don't you think it's annoying, though, when, like... I haven't played shooters in a while, but a lot of story-driven games, just, like, the bad guys are Russian, like, every time. Oh, Cold War. Cold War is great, because in Call of Duty Cold War, I haven't played this game, but they just show.
Is that the one that just came out?
That's the one that came out when the PS5 came out. It was like a launch title on PS5.
Yeah, that one. That one's the one that
That's the
came
one
out
with
last
Ronald Reagan.
year. That's the
Yeah.
one that came out last year.
Yeah. So in that game, it showed events that America did that were really bad, but instead it said the Russians did it. They just
Wait, nuh-uh.
yeah, I forgot what it was specifically, but they just like showed certain things that happened in the 80s, and they're like, Russia did this, and it's like, no, America did this.
Why? Why do you have to do that?
And then they tried to make Ronald Reagan look cool,
It wasn't. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, all the military bimbo guys play COD, so they have to be like America
Yeah, but
good.
back then, when COD was like ruling the multiplayer scene, everyone played COD, and COD had like fucking hard hitting shit in its story modes, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And now it's like only the brain dead meatheads play COD, and everyone else moved on to like Valorant and whatever else. For a while it was Overwatch, and then Valorant was like, oh, this is also like Overwatch, but more like Counter-Strike, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what people play now, the shooter chuds,
I think Valorant.
because I don't play.
Because it's like,
Valorant's pretty popular. Oh, and Apex is fucking god huge. That game's huge as fuck.
yeah.
I've never played it, and when I watch people play it, it looks like too complicated for me. But Apex is made by Respawn, which used to be Infinity Ward, and then they quit Activision. And so literally
They made Titanfall 2.
yeah, the people who made COD 4 and COD 2 are the ones who made Titanfall and Apex. So it's no wonder why those games are good, right? Like,
yeah, Apex is set in the Titanfall universe.
because they wanted to make a free-to-play 100-person, what do you call it, Royal Rumble,
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale shooter, Royal Rumble. But yeah, they wanted to make a Battle Royale shooter, but they didn't want to use the Titanfall brand because that would be kind of...
Yeah.
That would, like, diminish the brand. But yeah.
But it's like, I just don't understand COD. It's because they don't want to be controversial.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you want to make a good game, some of the best games are controversial.
Yeah, and
Some of them are controversial for the wrong reasons, and some of them are controversial for the right reasons. It's like,
I can't think of anyone who dislikes those moments in those COD games either. Not a
except for
single
like
person.
fucking boomers.
But do they really? I don't think they even do. In Black Ops 1, the main character kills JFK. I just want to say that. No one was upset. No one was upset.
I'm sure there were like, but like when No Russian happened, people were fucking furious with that.
I don't think they were.
They most definitely were.
No one really cared.
No, I'm sure people did care. Not like
No one talked about it. No one cared, really.
you're wrong.
I'm right. Everyone loved that mission.
Everyone who was a COD fan, but everyone who like hated video games hated it.
No one really... I think the anti-video game stuff was kind of very low at that point. People were really talking about No Russian, I swear. At the time, you know what people were talking about? They were talking about Resident Evil 5 because all the zombies were black, and you're just killing a bunch of black people. But the thing is...
See, that's controversial for the right reason. Like, it's not good.
Well, like, not every zombie was black, but you are...
Yes, they kind of were.
You
but
are
then there were African stereotypes.
So what I didn't think it was bad until you fight like the tribal people.
Yeah, I know.
When you fight the tribal people with spears, and they literally throw spears at you.
I know.
That's
so
pretty bad.
It's so bad.
But
That game's hilarious, though.
But like that was a controversy for like a week, and I had friends at school who I barely talked to, but we're friends on Xbox Live, and they would see that I was playing it, and they said, "Are they going to update the game to like take that all out?" I was like, "No." I was like, I don't think they care. There's some Japanese, they don't give a fuck about They probably don't even know what we're talking about. They don't give a shit.
The Japanese are like the most racially blind. Yeah.
They don't care at all. Well, like when they do it, when they make a black character with giant lips, it's like fucking weird. But like the context is way different. Because like when we did it,
but it's still
it's fucking racist. We're just making fun of black people for how they look.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like the show anime called Rama 1/2.
Yeah.
Where the boy turns to a girl if he gets hit by water. and then if he uses hot water, he turns back to a boy.
So weird.
And there's a girl named Shampoo who's Chinese who turns to a cat when she gets hit with water. And it's fucking weird because her accent, she's speaking Japanese with a fucking weird accent because I was watching it subbed, right? And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I read the subtitles and she's like, you come here now, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
like,
no.
it's like the Japanese are making fun of the Chinese for being Asian. And it's
Okay,
like,
but
what
that's
the
like
fuck?
actually...
It's like they're just racist towards everyone, and they're like, "Isn't
They
it funny?"
truly hate the Chinese.
They really don't like Chinese. So that's actually like racism coming from a
Yeah.
bad place.
They-
But when they make fun of black people, it's like they
like,
don't
"Ha, ha, ha."
understand. Yeah, they don't
You look
understand
so
what.
funny.
Yeah,
and it's like,
they're just making fun of them because they're different.
And
Whereas
then-
when we did it, we made fun of them because they were like slaves and we
Yeah.
hated black people.
so like, okay, so I was watching this. I was watching this video about Dave Chappelle because in his new stand-up, which we can talk about him too. His new stand-up, he said that trans people are doing blackface for women.
No.
And the reason why that's so incredibly offensive is because, which is a joke, but the problem is the joke is that trans people shouldn't be they shouldn't transition.
Yeah.
The joke, it's like when you make a rape joke, and you're like, haha, because a woman got raped, get it? And it's like, wait, no, that's not.
Yeah.
You got to do something better than that. So the joke was just like, not a good joke. But, and the video is like, yeah, so when we did blackface in America, we wouldn't let any black people act in plays,
Yeah.
and then we would just paint our faces black and go, doo doo doo, I'm black, oh doo doo, I'm a simple idiot, doo doo.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's fucking offensive.
Yeah.
That's how we would portray black people in like all media for the longest time.
Yeah.
And it was just always white people making a mockery out of them.
You know, still to this day in some cartoons, like I'm watching JoJo's
Bizarre Adventure.
Bizarre Adventures,
Yeah.
and in like season 3 or season 2, there's a part where there's these two black characters,
Yeah.
and one of them
Really racist.
explodes. It's not racist. Okay, well, it's kind of racist,
Yeah.
but not that bad until the very end when he like gets blown up and he's got like the blackface shit and he's got like big old red lips
No.
and his hair's like all crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, why is that only in that one part?
It's in a lot of anime where they'll just randomly have like blackface stuff in it, or just
Yeah.
like really ugly black characters on purpose.
Well, it's like, you know, in like Looney Tunes when characters would blow up and there'd be like black
Yeah.
powder? That's a reference to blackface.
Yeah.
I mean,
There,
they
there's
did a lot worse than that.
I know, but like,
yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's straight up on one of my tapes I had as a kid. There was a Looney Tunes where instead of Elmer Fudd, it was like a black guy. I don't
yeah.
know if you've seen this, Jeremiah, but he's like, "Stay here, buddy. And like, you know, Bugs. It's always Bugs like making his opponent look like a fool. But it was like really weird because he was like really black, like This is very clearly like they were in like the South. They were like fighting in like swampy areas. Like it's very clearly making like black stereotype jokes.
Yeah. But it's like almost
Yeah.
any time. It's like almost any time in a cartoon where a character like gets something blown up in their face and it's all black from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
smoke. It's blackface. It's a reference to blackface.
Yeah. Blackface is just. I mean, people. It's just like people do it, and I think they do it because they're just like, "Whoa, I'm not supposed to." It's like, can you just take 5 seconds to learn about why people
Yeah.
don't do it anymore? Because it's like really a fucking weird and offensive.
But again, I think the Japanese just don't
Oh, yeah, the
understand.
yeah, with anime it's a bit different. Though I don't think we should excuse it. But like,
It's so bad,
It's
but
not-
they're not.
it's not the same.
They're doing it
But I don't-
because they don't understand and they think it's funny.
But there are anime that like depict black people like really good.
Yeah.
It's just it's like a dime a dozen. It's like way more rare. Most of the characters like aren't really even white or Asian. They're just like some like
Generic.
just like ambiguous race, and they just happen to be light skinned. Because like they'll make like blonde hair, blue eyed, with like really pale skinned characters. Like I'm Japanese, and it's like no, you're not.
Yeah.
That's not how you look. I hate to break it to you. And then they'll do other anime. I like when you watch anime and like the anime characters actually look very Japanese.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like realistic and cool.
It's like Devilman Crybaby does that really well.
Devilman Crybaby is like the blonde haired guy. I think he's supposed to be American, but in the original he looked like a Gundam character with like big old anime hair. And in Crybaby, he looks like a K-pop dude.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
I know, it's kind of cool.
He's K-pop guy.
Especially with, like, yeah. It's cool.
That's a great anime. And then Trump's in it.
Yeah.
Great anime.
I love that. I honestly kind of want to rewatch it.
I want to rewatch it, too, because it's been a while. I literally watched it when it came out, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of want to rewatch it. But
it was one of the coolest anime I had seen in a long time.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is really fun.
Yeah. Everyone loves it, but I've heard like some seasons are good, some seasons are bad, is what I've heard.
Some seasons are better than others.
Yeah.
The first season is meh.
Everyone says you have to like get over the first season, but people say it's not the worst one by a landmine, or by a landslide.
Well, what do people say the worst one is?
I don't know. It's one of the later ones. It's like 4 or 5 or 6 or it's one of those 3.
There's only
one of them's really good.
5.
One of them's really good. Like either 4th or 5th one. Everyone loves it.
Probably the third one with Josuke.
The third one's the most popular because that's the one with the dude with like the hat and the coat, right? Right?
No, that's the second one.
That's the second one? What's the third?
No, that is the third. It's so confusing because on Netflix, season 1 is season 1 and 2 of the anime.
Oh, is it because season 1 is short or something?
Season 1 is like 9 episodes.
Yeah,
and then season 2 is like 30.
I just know Dio's in season 1 and then he's like in season 3 also or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Dio's in season 1.
I've seen that big like meme fight. I've seen like that amazing like everyone loves this.
I gotta get closer to kick your ass.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so you're coming towards me. And he's like, I gotta get closer to fucking kick your ass.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah, that character's awesome. It's like
there's like a trope in Japan. I mean, it's a real thing. Like middle school gangs are like a huge thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Because middle school boys don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like a trope of like really tough guy kids, and I love those characters.
Yeah.
They're never not cool.
I know. Okay, so season 1...
yeah, go ahead.
So season 1 is setting up Dio versus the Joestar family.
Yeah.
Season 2 is the grandson of the first
JoJo.
The
first JoJo.
So it's Jonathan JoJo versus Dio in the first one. Except they're like teenagers and they kind of have like a rivalry when they're kids.
Yeah.
And then they grow up and like want to fucking kill each other because Dio turns into a vampire and shit.
Yeah.
And then Dio kills Jonathan. And then the second season is Joseph, which is his grandson.
Yeah. And
he's a New Yorker and he's really cool because he'll be like, now you're gonna say this, and the person will say it, and they'll be like, "Oh, why'd you say?" I did say that.
JoJo
and then he
really,
beats the shit out of him. Yeah, but that's before stands. Stands don't exist yet.
Stands aren't until the third one, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And then so it's Joseph versus some uber powerful vampires that aren't related to Dio.
Yeah.
And then the third season comes by, and it's Joseph and Josuke. No, Joseph and Jotaro.
Yeah,
and Jotaro's the guy with the hat.
He's like the main guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy with the hat that goes, I have to get closer to kick your ass to Dio. Yeah. And they go to hunt down Dio and kill him, and that's when stands first become a thing.
Yeah.
And Jotaro stand is really cool, and he's just a badass. He's just always, like, super chill, very badass.
The concept
like,
of stands are really cool.
Yeah. Jotaro's like, he's just he's just the badass character. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to kick your ass, and then he does, you know? And then the third season is Jotaro and Josuke. And Josuke is the one with the hair. Okay. I forget what they're called.
Pompadour?
Pompadour.
Pompadour, like the Elvis haircut.
Yeah.
That's another... Pompadour is like Japanese middle school gang people have pompadours.
Yeah. But when people make fun of his hair, he like beats the shit out of them, kills them. And he's cool.
Yeah.
And then the fourth season is Giorno Giovanni, who is the son of Dio.
Oh.
But
I think that's why. Okay, that might be the one people like.
It's really cool. I like them all.
Yeah.
The only two I dislike are season 1 and 2, just because they're not boring. they're still exciting and fun. It's just season 3 beyond is just way better.
Yeah.
It's so much cooler with stands and shit. But Giorno is so Dio chopped off his own head, chopped off Jonathan's head, and put his head on Jonathan's body, and then he fucked some woman, got her pregnant, and gave birth to Giorno.
Yeah.
So Giorno's technically a Joestar, but he's Dio's son.
Yes.
Technically.
Because he chopped his own head off.
Because he came from a Joestar's body, but it was Dio.
The only thing I know about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that, like...
It's bizarre.
The powers are, like, anything goes. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
If you just have an idea, it can be a power, and it can be explained that way.
One guy's stand is making zippers.
Yeah, so this makes
it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucking cool. But he still, like, kills people and fucking destroys them.
But, like, yeah, I would argue if you're making an animated show, you should be able to break any rule. There should be nothing that holds you back.
But here's what's cool, because in the first 2 seasons, they used this thing called Hamon to kill vampires. And it's just, like, basic fucking just weird...
Like whatever.
Yeah, just, like, key. Yeah. In the 3rd seasons, they introduced stands. So each person has their own stand who has a set amount, like, set powers that they can do. And some stands have, like, secret powers that you don't know how to use yet, but they figure it out. So instead of, like, having to make each character more powerful, and then the hero having to become more powerful than the enemy, like what Dragon Ball Z does, they just make it to where you have to use these set of powers to outsmart your opponent, who has other powers that might counter your own. So it's more of a game of brains than brawn.
Yeah.
But they still beat the shit out of people and kill them.
Isn't it like... So is it true or false that there's a lot of, like, ass pulling? Like, just, like, random ass shit going on?
Sometimes.
Is it... As long as it's not for, like, the big important fights, I think...
No.
Yeah, then it should be okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when they're fighting random enemies, they're just, like... Actually, I don't think there's a lot of random shit that goes on. Yeah. There's sometimes when they break their own rules, which pisses me off, but it's not that often.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like, cool.
Yeah.
You beat, and they explain it like how animes do.
I do like it. I do like anime. I do like when they have long monologues.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really fun.
They have a lot less of that in this one. It's more about fighting. But they still have it. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I forget what else I was going to say.
I like really satisfying things. So,
but it's also... Sorry.
Well, I don't like when you watch a show and everything's been building up to, like, one moment, like getting the girlfriend, and then the show ends right there, and you don't get to, like, see what happens after. And I really like when shows and games really build up characters, and then fucking really milk it. Like, really have these guys fight, and not just, like, be done after that.
Yeah.
Like, I want this to go on.
Yeah, that's what JoJo's does.
Yeah, there's some examples of that, but yeah.
It's like, Hamon doesn't go away once stands go, like...
Yeah.
Joseph he still uses Hamon in season 3, or season 2.
Yeah.
No, season 3. God, it's so fucking dumb. Even though, he has a stand.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And each main character has his own theme.
Yeah.
Whenever he's like, now I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, starts playing like a cool theme in the background.
Yeah.
But each, like, JoJo has their own.
Yeah.
So, like, Josuke's is this really cool bass riff and Giorno's is like this whole orchestra shit going on.
I know
it's awesome. I know
love it. Because one of the songs was a meme song for a while.
That was.
I think it was Dio.
It's only in season 1.
Oh, really?
And it's like.
No, you're thinking of Roundabout by Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about there was a song. It's like for one of the bad guys. And everyone would play it all the time. It was like a song with like a crazy bass riff in it. People really love that song. But it wasn't like Roundabout is like from an actual band. This song was from like
Yeah.
specifically from
I thought
Bizarre
so.
Adventure.
In season 1 they do the roundabout towards the end, and then right when it goes it like does the to be continued. Yeah,
that was a huge meme. Yeah,
yeah. But they only do that in season 1.
that sucks.
I know it sucks.
Because that's such a cool thing.
I know it sucks that they only do it.
Well, most shows will change up their theme song and outro songs for different seasons, but yeah, it's just when your outro song is Roundabout by Yes and you're an anime, like, this isn't an American show, like, you gotta fucking use that shit.
Yeah.
I do. So I know that Dio's stan is called The World, and it's literally a tribute to Queen's The World album, which has We Will Rock You.
There's a lot.
Champion.
There's a lot of music
Yeah.
references. All the stands are like basically like there's one called the Notorious B.I.G. There's one called
awesome. Yeah, everything's a music thing.
yeah, almost all of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, because what JoJo's is just called, it's just like Star or something. Or,
Star Platinum. So
that could be a reference, but I don't know.
in season when stands first become a thing, they like name their stands after tarot cards
Oh yeah,
for a while, and then they just give up on that.
and it's like nope, not anymore.
Yeah, and then in like Josuke, they like Josuke's is called Shining Diamond.
Yeah,
Giorno's is called Golden Wind.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything I know about tarot cards is literally from Persona, so don't at me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything I know is the Lovers, the Hanging Man. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
The Devil. Yeah.
Oh, is it Giorno's theme song? Is the meme?
I thought it was a bad guy, but I could be wrong.
I looked at meme songs. It says Giorno's theme.
Might be Giorno's theme.
JoJo's meme song.
It's the one that goes. It's the one that goes. Ba-da-da, brr. Yeah, it's that. Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that's the meme.
That's a fucking awesome
Yeah.
song.
People fucking use the shit out of that.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Well, it's intimidating,
I know.
but it sounds like it's like just on like a piano, I guess. But
Oh yeah. This is what Josuke's. Hold on. This isn't it. Josuke theme, but it's only the good part. It's not it.
yeah. Guilty Gear is a game that has a lot of music references. I just think Japanese people love music references. There's a bunch of there's a character in Guilty Gear that's named after the drummer of Queen, and there's a character in Guilty Gear named after the bassist of Queen, and then there's a girl named May, and she's supposed to be Brian May, the guitarist of Queen, and the main character, whose name's Soul Bad Guy. Freddie Mercury's first album was called The Bad Guy when he went solo. And whenever you find out his actual true name, it's Frederick. So it's like all four members of Queen.
the soul bad guy.
Yeah. All four members of Queen are like playable in Guilty Gear. But then there's also a character just named Slayer. There's also a character there's a guy, it's just a guy, but he has a little monster demon, and the monster demon is named Eddie, which is the name of the Iron Maiden like mascot.
Yeah, their guy.
Yeah, they're like zombie guy. That's on the cover of literally every Iron Maiden album. But yeah, that's what it's like. And then the online ranks, the number, like the lowest rank you could be was System of a Down, and the highest rank you could be was Stairway to Heaven. And like the Hellion was one of them, and Raining Blood was one of them, and there was a Metallica song in there too, but I forgot it was. It was kind of like a weird Metallica song too.
Do you remember which era?
No, it was just a random name for it. Was literally like your online rank. Like, it went from 1 to 10, but they all were just like rock band song names or band names.
The Four Horsemen or something.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, they're all just like higher and higher and higher until you got to Stairway to Heaven, which was the final rank. So I do be liking Guilty Gear. I do be liking anytime Japanese people like reference American rock music. I mean, they love all. The thing is, Japanese people, a lot of them are like Americaboos. Like they love our movies. Like obviously, they love our '80s movies. Like because they like rip off Blade Runner every chance they get, and they rip off Terminator every chance they get, rip off Alien every chance they get. They're still loving those movies from the '80s, and we're over here like making terrible reboots that they probably don't care about.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars is insanely popular there. And then, like, the new trilogy did bad over there because they're like, this is shit. What is this? That's not what we want. So, yeah.
I want that,
They just want, like, talking robots and laser guns. And, like, they want, like, the serious thing.
They want the camp.
Yeah.
There used to be some camp to it.
Yeah. I mean, they like the prequels, but the prequels were just, like, sword fights. So it's like, hell yeah. But... I'm not sure. I don't know what our most, like... I don't know, like, what lately has been doing well over there, but I don't know. Probably the Marvel movies are really popular there, too. The Marvel movies are popular and, like, literally... Like, people from around the world love Captain America, even though, like, it's Captain America. They just all love Captain America because they all love Marvel movies, so...
Yeah.
This is, like, a universally beloved thing.
I don't know. Unless they really wow me with the next few that come out, I'm kind of burned out on Marvel movies.
I've heard the Eternals is really, really bad.
That's what I've heard too.
No one has said a single nice thing about the Eternals. The nicest thing I've heard was every time there's a good idea, it's ruined by 5 bad ideas. Like, apparently it's just like shit, and the actors are all terrible, and the CGI looks terrible, and the story makes no sense. And the thing is, like, here's my thing with movies. When it's a Marvel movie, and I don't know anything about the character, I look at the design of the costume, and I'm like, would I watch this if it had nothing to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And if the answer is no, I'm not watching it. Like, unless I just literally, like, do these characters look cool, then no. I'm thinking about, like Shang-Chi, I think it was called. That movie got pretty good reviews, and people really liked it, and they said the action is really good in it. But it is just like an Asian guy wearing an Asian guy costume.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, I'm so proud of the first date. I'm like, come on, dude. Black Panther at least like looked like a superhero. Like, come on, dude. Give me a superhero costume. Give me something, right? Like, apparently it's just like a normal kung fu movie from what I understand, too. Which is good. I don't like CGI fight scenes. But I'm like, come on, man. Give me something cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was kind of burnt. I think we all were kind of burnt out on Marvel when, like, Doctor Strange came out. But most of us still went and watched it because at least it was something different from what the last few Marvel movies were, you know?
Yeah. I like Doctor Strange, too, actually. It's one of my favorites.
It's a really good movie. It helps that they got, like, a fucking goddamn A-list celebrity to play Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like... And that's the thing. Like, I'm excited for this new Spider-Man movie because I get to see Doctor Strange in it again.
I'm fucking pissed off. I can't find this thing.
Did you guys ever watch the Star Trek movies that J.J. Abrams did?
Maybe.
I've seen bits and pieces.
I recommend watching the first 2 because Cumberbatch plays Khan. And if you don't know anything about Star Trek 2, the original movie, is where Spock dies. And then you get William Shatner going, Khan! And then, like, it zooms out, and you hear, Khan! And it zooms out, like, shows outer space, and you hear, Khan! He's just, like, because they like, hate each other, and they fight. It's a fucking awesome fight. Khan's like a caveman. He's, like, super barbaric and traditional. And then, like, the Star Trek crew is, like, you know, they're from, like, a communist society. And, like, they don't have money. They have nothing. They just do things because it's for the good of the existence.
Yeah.
And then in this movie, like, Cumberbatch he's Khan, and he's like, but you don't know he's Khan. And he's just like, I'm a combat expert. I can help you if you let me out of this prison. And so they let him out. And then they do this, like, awesome, like, fight scene with, like, all these bad guys. And then he's like, now we have to exterminate the blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you're a bad guy. And he's like, no shit. I'm a conqueror, and my name's Khan. And then you're watching, and you're like, what? And then he kills Captain Kirk. And then Spock goes, Khan! It's fucking awesome. And then Spock and Khan have a fight on top of a train. It's fucking cool. It's like they're still bullshit action movies, but they understand what makes Star Trek good. It's just like the original Star Trek, but with bullshit action. It's great. I love it. Even the third Star Trek movie was good. That wasn't even J.J. Abrams. That was some other director. But anyway, and then like you compared that to, I think Rogue One came out the same year as that third Star Trek movie. I don't like that movie. I don't like Rogue One.
Rogue One? I've never seen it all the way through. I've only seen the one scene you told me to watch.
What was that?
The final one with Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. So you know, that basically didn't even need to be in that movie. That's one of those things. Every critic I've ever seen says they love that scene, but it's like that scene serves no purpose to the plot. It's not a good send off. It's not a good ending. It's not built up at all. But everyone is okay with it because it's just cool. No,
it was cool.
Like even like the snobbiest of film snob, it's like, yeah, well, it's Darth Vader. You can put it in there. It's fine, even though it had nothing to do with anything. Whereas, like, in Solo, they have Darth Maul, but Darth Maul's not, like, fucking killing a bunch of people with the Force and chopping them up and shit. He's just like, hey, I'm Darth Maul, and that's it. And the people who haven't watched the Clone Wars are just like, what? Didn't he die? Didn't he die when Obi-Wan didn't have a beard yet? When Anakin was still a little boy? Like, yeah, it's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway... all I'm saying is Cumberbatch is a good actor, and let's see here. When Black Panther came out, everyone hyped that movie up, and I really had like Marvel fatigue. I still don't have much. Like the two actors who did it, one of them died like last year or whatever. But him and Michael B. Jordan are just like so good. Like, but like the movie.
Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman. But like the movie, it sucks so bad. But when you watch those two together, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is fucking terrible. But like, it's like they're giving it their all. But like whoever wrote the movie and whoever did the effects and planned out the fight scenes just did a terrible job.
No, the first two acts of the movie,
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah.
Like it's the third act where it's finally, like you're saying, like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And
Just seeing
Chadwick
those two
Boseman
talk together. Yeah.
then
it's
it gets
fucking
good.
And my favorite part is when they do like the fist fight. I think I've said on the podcast before. I just like the fist fight. It's like no CGI, and it's like beautiful colors. They're fighting in water. It looks awesome. But then like he dies, and you have to like do the stupid. It's just like filler. It's like, and when you watch a show, you expect filler. When I watch a movie, don't give me filler.
Yeah.
I don't want filler. I want all good stuff. Because I can just watch any other movie that's just better.
Marvel movies are written like TV episodes.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
the origin ones are. Like the big, like the sequels or like the Avengers movies
yeah.
are usually better. Except Avengers 2 was kind of fillery. But yeah, every Marvel origin movie. That's why I don't want to watch Shang-Chi and I don't want to watch the Eternals because like
I've never seen Ant-Man and Wasp either. Like,
don't.
yeah.
I only watched it after Endgame because I wanted to see how the time travel stuff got started. And it's like, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. And the movie was a waste of time and it sucked. So, just don't even watch it. All you need to know is that in Ant-Man and Wasp, Ant-Man, like, fucks himself up. And that's why he wasn't in the first Avengers Infinity War. And then he just, like, frees himself literally, by chance. And that's why he just pops up when he does it. Because Endgame is, 5 years after the snap or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's stuck in the miniverse.
Yeah.
He's super small.
So he just comes back out and he's like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
All you need to know is that Ant-Man was just on him doing a stupid ass thing, and then he came back in Endgame. There's nothing else relevant to the plot.
I forgot that happened in the
Nothing else is relevant to the plot of Endgame at all. And they did the same thing. They built up Ant-Man for Endgame, and then they built up fucking Captain Marvel, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to watch Captain Marvel to watch Endgame. There's nothing.
She does nothing.
Literally nothing about that movie sets up Endgame at all. And they released it in between Infinity War and Endgame, and it's a prequel to the first Avengers movie. It sets up the first Avengers movie well, and it's because it's all about the Tesseract, and it's okay, why did you release this now?
And Nick Fury and
Yeah.
him figuring out that there's people out there that he wants to put in a group.
I appreciate all that stuff. I love the scroll, and I think they did the scroll amazingly. I loved everything, but like, why did you hype it up and then have it have nothing to do with Endgame? Like
she just comes back with a new haircut and punches Thanos once.
Yeah, at the end of Infinity War, they're like, we have to call Captain Marvel. And then you watch Captain Marvel, and it ends with her meeting the guys in Endgame. She's like, let's go kill Thanos. And then you watch Endgame, and she's like, all right, I can't help you guys. Sorry. You like my new haircut?
she punches Thanos once.
She beats the... Okay, here's the thing about that. I mean, we literally talked about this on the podcast before. But they all just take turns doing things that should have killed Thanos. And it's like, why doesn't she just kill him? Why doesn't she just punch him once?
I know.
Like,
she could.
He
didn't even have like the... she easily could have killed him.
You know what pisses me off? Is that Fat Thor is literally wielding the axe he spent an entire movie crafting that could kill Thanos. He fucking stabs Thanos in Infinity War by throwing it, right? And it literally like stabs into him. And it's like, okay, and Thanos just should have aimed for the head. He could have killed Thanos in one hit with that axe. And then he fights him in Endgame, and he can't fucking do damage to him with the axe. Just fucking chop his arm off or something.
Yeah, he chops his head off at the beginning.
I know, but it's the same fucking axe. You can't fucking kill this motherfucker with the same fucking axe. He doesn't even have the Infinity Stones yet. You could probably just smash his brains in with the hammer at this point, with the old hammer. Why is it not working?
Thanos, like, without the Infinity Gauntlet, is not that powerful.
Yeah. He's stronger than Hulk. But, like, we know the axe can kill him.
Yeah.
We also, like, the way the powers work is Scarlet Witch, like, fucking, like, knocks him, like, he creates, like, a crater or whatever.
Yeah.
She fucks his ass up, and it's like, you mean to tell me she can't just, like, go into...
Get a sharp rock and impale him through the
Avengers
eyeball?
2, in Avengers 2, a weaker version of Scarlet Witch beats all of the Avengers by herself by putting them in, like, weird mental prisons, right? Like, she makes them all live, like, their past. Where was that power? You're literally stronger now.
Or just telepathically pick up a rock and send it flying through his skull at supersonic speed.
She has very ambiguous powers, and all she does is, like, hit him really hard. Like, dude, just literally kill him in one shot. What the fuck is wrong with you?
She's very...
And then you have Captain Marvel, who's just flying through spaceships, giant spaceships, and destroying them completely by flying into them and taking 0 damage.
Like Superman shit.
Yeah, she's like literally Superman tier powerful. And then she just like punches him a bunch and she's like, I'm not going to kill him though.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Iron Man do that. Well, that's the thing. Like, they created this situation where the good guy team was so much more powerful than Thanos. And it just...
They just had to have Iron Man die.
Yeah, it made no sense. Like, how was no one able to kill this fucker?
Yeah,
they like threw away all the lore they established in Infinity War immediately.
Yeah,
and in Infinity War, he had the gauntlet, and they almost got it off of him with Iron Man, Star-Lord, Strange, and Spider-Man. Like, not even that many people, just like a few key characters, were able to almost defeat him. Essentially, they could have probably beat him. If Star-Lord didn't, like, wake him up or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Like, as an audience member, you're like, damn, Star-Lord fucked it all up, but we understand why. And we're like, shit. So we have to fight him again later because Star-Lord fucked it up. But in this movie, it's like, you guys, he didn't even have the gauntlet. Like,
yeah.
How did you fuck up that badly?
He had the gauntlet for, like, 1 second, and then, like, they ripped it off his hand and shit. Like,
yeah. I don't know. Infinity War is way too good for Endgame's follow-up. Like, Endgame fucking fumbled it so bad. Infinity War is so good.
If they wanted to kill... I don't know.
And Infinity War made
sense.
Had
to kill... They just, like, were so dead set on killing Tony Stark.
Yeah.
In some heroic way that they couldn't, like...
Yeah.
They had to make Tony...
Yeah.
Do the final blow.
So the thing is... it's my chair's got caught on this thing. The thing is that so Tony in an Endgame, okay, in Infinity War, Iron Man lost everything. Like every single member around him was turned to dust, including Spider-Man. And so, that was his greatest fear, was losing to Thanos. That was all he cared about, was just, I didn't want to lose to Thanos. That was what...
Who was that?
Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ever since the first Avengers, they've been building up... Like, Avengers 2 was all about his fear of losing to Thanos. That's why he made Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
And so he lost to Thanos, so it really bummed him out. And then he had a family in Avengers 2, or in Endgame, and he was literally living his life... like, it's exactly what he wanted, and he was happy and peaceful. He was the only one who didn't want to come back. And then he was the one who had to sacrifice himself, even though he was the only one with like something to lose. Everyone else needed to bring people back because they already lost something.
Yeah.
Iron Man was fine. So like they created this really like poetic thing with Iron Man, where he would have to sacrifice everything to save everyone, and it's like a thankless task. But like they fucked up because they made it to where Iron Man didn't have to even do that. Like anyone could have just killed Thanos.
Yeah. There were like 50 points throughout the entire movie where they could have killed Thanos.
Yeah. Fuck that movie. It sucks. So the thing is I just want to watch the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I do too, since Venom might be in it.
I will watch Doctor Strange 2 if they make one. So.
They are making one.
Yeah, it's already been announced. But they're trying to
Spider-Man sets it up, I thought.
They already announced it. And he was supposed to be in Scarlet Witch as well, like the show WandaVision. He was supposed to be in that. But they took him out last minute. Because they're like, that's just going to distract from the entire thing. So.
Yeah.
And I agree. I'm getting crossover fatigue. I was talking about this at work. Crossover fatigue. I'm tired of crossovers. There's too many of them. Unless it's like something that makes sense. Like there was they just released like a Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. That one is like, all right, they're both dogs and horror stuff. Fine. But like when it doesn't make any sense at all, like there's so many crossovers. They're just like Space Jam, for example. Now I understand Space Jam 2 is because they did a Space Jam 1. But why is there all the other Warner Brothers properties in it?
Because they're in the Warnerverse.
Why is Rick and Morty in it? Why is Clockwork Orange in it? Why is Game of Thrones in it? Why is Iron Giant in it? Why is why do the Flintstones and Scooby-Doo characters watch the basketball game?
Here's a real question.
It's a Looney Tunes basketball game, and it doesn't feature any of them. It's such a shoehorned crossover. You know?
When are they going to make it Iron Giant 2?
Iron Giant 2?
Yeah.
Never.
Why?
Because the first movie wasn't even supposed to happen in the first place. And it was like a flop. But it was like a huge... Like, everyone loved it.
It was a flop?
I don't know if it was a flop.
In theaters, it was.
I fucking love that movie growing up.
Well, the thing, it's a cult classic that has a huge fan base. But I'm pretty sure in theaters it didn't do well. But the thing is it was also just like a random-ass animated movie. Just came out of nowhere one day.
It's based off of a book.
Is it?
Very, very loosely.
I was going to say, I didn't know much about that.
And there's a sequel to the book called
Well,
The Iron Lady or something.
I don't know if Iron Giant sets up anything like that in it.
It sets up Iron Giant's return because he comes back. He starts healing himself at the end.
Yeah, but I don't think it sets up him wanting a female companion.
I don't think that's what the second book is about.
Is it just about a second Iron Giant?
Yeah, and in the first one, they fight a dragon the size of in the book.
Right.
The Iron Giant fights a dragon the size of Australia.
Okay. I don't think the movie has anything to do with the book, so I don't think it matters.
It doesn't, but
either way,
they made the movie because of the book.
Yes, and then the creator just did whatever the fuck he wanted, and because what I always heard was that the staff was like, "You have to do this," and he said, "Okay," and he just lied to them, and just made whatever the fuck he wanted anyway.
The movie's great. I love it.
Yeah, people love the movie. A lot of people love the movie, but the thing is that Warner Brothers knows people love the movie, so they put Iron Giant in everything they can, just like they do with Clockwork Orange. And the thing is, Clockwork Orange and Iron Giant are very particular. It's like Watchmen. You can't just put Watchmen characters in Justice League books because like Watchmen is very particular. That's like a story about one moment in time. These are not timeless characters who can come in and out. These are like they all learned a lesson one time, and that's it. Like that's the story. We don't want to see them again and again, but they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna put these characters in fucking everything they can. That's why there's a bunch of like Watchmen sequels and prequels. That's why Iron Giant's in everything. I don't know why Clockwork Orange is in Space Jam. Clockwork Orange features like brutal rapes in it, and it's in Space Jam too. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. There's this part in the Iron Giant where the kid puts whipped cream in a Twinkie, and as a kid, I was like, "That looks so cool!" Just like the animation of it, I was like, "What the whipped cream looks so good."
That's because we still had like the hand-drawn cell art animation style.
I don't know. It blew my mind. I was like, "That's my favorite part of the movie." Is when
a lot of the
whipped cream.
'90s animated movies are fucking awesome just because they look cool. Like,
I tried that
whipped cream and
talking about
Twinkie.
Shane,
Yeah.
like cramming a whipped cream canister up inside a Twinkie, and then it does not work. Like it just sprays whipped cream straight out of the hole.
Yeah.
Really bummed me out, actually.
Got cream hole, got cream everywhere.
My fingers are all sticky from the cream hole.
Was that a reference?